Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Denny Cordero. If you're feeling anxious or depressed, maybe you should be evaluating and analyzing the foods that you're eating and the things that you're putting into your body. Alcohol, caffeine, overconsumption of simple carbohydrates and like insulin, sugar, stuff like that. I mean, come on, like, let's just keep it real. Anxiety fucking sucks. You know, I've been doing a lot of research on like the brain and neuroscience and stuff like that, and it really is interesting and intriguing to realize that a lot of the foods that we're eating can either help or hurt us in our journey of trying to be less anxious or less depressed. So these 5 foods in particular I found through research, and some of them I was already consuming. But finding these foods, I've made them more a part of my everyday diet, and I can say that I have shown a difference. I do feel a difference in the foods that I'm eating. Also, adding some of these foods to my diet and knowing that they're chemically helping my brain and my body to process things in a calmer way, it just, I mean, that's like a positive feedback cycle, like a positive feedback loop. So knowing that I'm eating these things and it's giving these, like the tryptophan and the serotonin in my body and my brain, and knowing that these things are helping with my mood and my outlook, it actually, the mental aspect of that too, like knowing I'm doing good for myself, perpetuates that cycle of I'm doing good for myself, I'm okay, everything is okay. And it just lessens that general anxiety and just, you just feel better. So, and I definitely feel better eating these foods, and they are very healthy foods. A couple of the things on here are like superfoods, so it doesn't hurt to eat these things. So, and they help my anxiety a lot. Here they are. All right, first up, pumpkin seeds. All right, so first up is pumpkin seeds. I started eating them like when I wake up in the morning. Before I go to bed at night, I'll have like a handful, and I'll do like 1 handful of these, 1 handful of that. So many people who experience symptoms of anxiety or depression actually have low levels of serotonin in their brains in their body. So there's a correlation there. Serotonin, you know, is a mood stabilizer. You don't want to have low levels of serotonin. So a lot of these foods have serotonin in them, and that is what makes them good for anxiety and depression. But pumpkin seeds, they have tryptophan. Tryptophan is the precursor to serotonin, so you know, this pumpkin seed doesn't have serotonin in it, but it has tryptophan in it, which is a precursor to serotonin. So when you eat these, they have tryptophan in them, which is an amino acid. That amino acid is going to go into your body, and it's going to convert and synthesize serotonin. Bam. And tryptophan can be found even in things like turkey, salmon, tofu, stuff like that. As well as that, pumpkin seeds, like, you're like, Denny, a lot of stuff has tryptophan in it. Why are you fucking with pumpkin seeds? Let me tell you. Pumpkin seeds actually also have magnesium and zinc. So magnesium is a multitasker. It's actually going to help you calm down and wind down and go to sleep. So magnesium is actually a mineral though, and it supports your neurotransmitter function. So like those signals between your brain synapses, it supports that function, which is good, right? Because you want your brain to be communicating with your body and with itself. You want healthy, like you know, they always say like anxiety and depression are chemical imbalance. So yeah, magnesium basically helps with those neurotransmitter functions. That's like the best water I ever had. Zinc is actually really good at optimizing your hormone function that manages stress. So, I mean, I didn't until I really took a deep dive into doing all this research about like neurochemicals in the brain and serotonin and dopamine, and I can push my body to function optimally with food, with certain foods. Like I can prescribe myself foods for what I'm going through, feed my body things that are gonna keep me from going over the fucking edge, you know what I'm saying? So particularly for people who are plant-based, and these foods are very easy to eat. I'm not much of a cook. I don't really like to cook. I don't know how to cook. So like I said, like the pumpkin seeds, I just eat a scoop and then bam, I have my magnesium and my zinc. All right, so for my next thing on my list, it's actually chamomile tea. So I like to cold brew my chamomile tea, but I kind of fuck with making this cold brew. So I put two tea bags of Trader Joe's organic chamomile tea, and I let them sit in this glass jar overnight. And I basically cold brew the tea. So I give it like a little shake. Just pop 2 tea bags. I do 2 tea bags because I'm extra like that. I just like to feel fancy. You know what I'm saying? Easy, like when we start traveling and moving and grooving again. That's kind of cool. Like you can just throw them in your book bag. Let me tell y'all about chamomile tea. First, I'm gonna sweeten this up a little bit because I want to. So I'm gonna put just like a little And I don't know if you noticed, but they have daisies on the box. That's because chamomile is actually a flower that's in the daisy family. It's actually a natural sedative. Apigenin is a compound, like an antioxidant, that's found in chamomile tea, chamomile leaves. And it's a polyphenol, which a lot of people kind of know that's basically like an antioxidant. You know, apigenin can also be found in like red wine and oranges. So basically, I don't want to get too deep into it because honestly, I'm not that educated on it, but I do know that there have been there has been like research on apigenin specifically and what it can do for the brain. The chamomile plant, which is in the daisy family, like I said, has been part of ancient medicinals forever. You know, like green tea, you know, they always talk about green tea. It's a little slept on. Chamomile tea is a little slept on, it seems like. People think of chamomile tea to go to bed. That's another thing too. Like people think of chamomile tea as like going to bed. It's a natural sedative, but it's not gonna actually like make you sleepy, like, or you're feeling anxious. That's exactly what you wanna have. Like for me, I feel like I have an overactive amygdala. I just feel, when I wake up in the morning, I feel like I'm fight or flight, like it's activated on me, particularly during these times. So I drink cold chamomile tea in the morning because it is a natural sedative, and there have been studies that show that it will calm down those feelings. So that's why I don't drink it at night. I drink it in the morning because when I wake up in the morning, I just want to be like, man, it's okay. Everything is cool. I'm feeling like the chamomile plant is telling my brain it's all good. Then my brain tells my body it's all good, and then I relax. And it's just chill. Alright, for my third anti-anxiety food, I'm gonna do kombucha. I'm gonna say kombucha. I actually only drink this ginger lemon flavor. And Dr. Rhonda Patrick told me that it has less added sugar, so this is the flavor she recommends as well, and the brand. And I'm happy because it's the only flavor I like. Target was actually, I get these at Target. You can get these very easily anywhere. These, Target, Ralph's, Kroger, these are everywhere. They're like $5 a piece, I think. They're not cheap. Sometimes Target has them on sale, like 2 for $5 or something like that. So that's when you try to stock up on them. I haven't tried this flavor yet. Blood orange, carrot, ginger. I know the Target was out of this flavor, and I had a pomegranate, the pomegranate one. I didn't like it. I don't know. And so I also bought this blood orange, carrot, and ginger for this video, and because I was like, well, they don't have the ginger lemon, so let me try another flavor, but I'm actually kind of scared. Then when I went back to Target, they had my ginger lemon again, so bad. What I think it is though is I think the ginger and lemon, ginger and lemon are both such strong flavors that I think it masks the kombucha. So maybe that's what it is for me. So let me tell you about kombucha. So kombucha is gonna boost those serotonin levels as well. It's got vitamin It's got B vitamins and vitamin C in it. Vitamin C, which I just found out, vitamin C actually blocks cortisol. And if you know what cortisol is, it's basically the stress hormone, right? So when we wake up in the morning, our cortisol is high. You know, we wake up, cortisol is high. Especially if you're waking up to like a right, your cortisol is high. Wake up and throughout the day, cortisol, you know, bumping and jumping. And obviously, you know, vitamin C is in a lot of stuff, you know, like spinach and oranges and stuff like that. But let me tell you something about kombucha. So, and this is coming from Dr. Andrew Huberman. He's a neuroscientist at the Huberman lab. He has his own lab now. And he was talking about how we actually pretty recently found out that 90% of serotonin is actually found in, like, the production of serotonin is actually in the gut and not in the brain. Isn't that something? So yeah, so kombucha is a pretty obvious one. If you're not drinking kombucha or taking any type of probiotic, probiotics are good. All right, number 4, hemp seeds. Keep mine in this jar right here. So this is gonna help with your brain, your hormones, your heart. Hemp seeds are really good. They have omega-3s in them, right? So super food, hemp seeds. I try to eat hemp seeds every day. Yeah, they're like waxy little beads. I just sprinkle them. Anytime I can sprinkle them on something, I just sprinkle them on something. If I'm having some avocado toast, sprinkle. We keep some unsweetened applesauce in the refrigerator. Sprinkle them. I don't even like applesauce, but sometimes when I'm being lazy and I haven't had my hemp seeds for the day, I just go in there, put a little dollop of applesauce in a bowl, put hella hemp seeds on top, mix them up, and I just eat it. But yeah, but hemp seeds actually have a fatty acid in them, GLA, which is obviously short for some scientific long thing, but they have GLA in them, which is fatty acid that's found in hemp seeds that actually helps. It's been proven to help with actually like PMS, mood disorders, and like your physical and your physiological angst, I guess, that you get before your period. The GLA apparently helps with that, and the physical and the mental, like your mood and your cramps. So ladies, before you get your period, and if you're someone who gets like really bad PMS or like cramps really bad, or just kind of has that dip in your mood, the GLA and hemp seeds actually are supposed to help that. So just give it a try. All right, so here we go, number 5. I really started fucking with chickpeas lately. You know, obviously you're trying to eat more plants. You're gonna eat more beans and seeds and nuts and shit like that. And you know, black beans got boring, so I started eating chickpeas, and they're actually really good. So yeah, chickpeas have a lot of vitamin B6 in them, which again regulates your stress hormones. They also have that tryptophan I was saying earlier, which synthesizes serotonin. The one thing that I learned about chickpeas, though, that is the most interesting, and it is the reason why it's on my list, is because chickpeas are actually a prebiotic. They have prebiotics in them, which help your probiotics flourish and thrive, right? So in order for the probiotics that you consume to really thrive and really be efficient and effective, you want to have prebiotics. Chickpeas are really good. So that's my number 5 food. Because like I said, you can't have your probiotics doing the work for you without your prebiotics in there too. So, and the tryptophan, the vitamin B6, this regulates those stress hormones, and the prebiotics. You're setting yourself up to have a happy and healthy brain and body. So, here we go. So yeah, that was my 5 things.